Is it possible for Tyson Fury, undefeated, the nemesis of Deontay Wilder, to become undisputed in 2023? Let's chop it up.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's going on, everyone? WCS back on the Boulevard once again. What's good to the supporters? Big salute to everyone who drops in and support the channel. You already know what it is. Big news, man. It's been out for a couple of days. But, you know, I was thinking to myself, do I really want to speak on it right now or wait? You know, because there's still some administrative logistics that they're trying to work out on where the fight actually going to take place. And we've heard in the past of fighters agreeing to certain things and it don't happen. You know what I'm saying? You can agree to certain things, but it don't happen. So let's talk about the big dogs, heavyweight division. Tyson Fury, 33 victories, 0 defeats, 1 draw, 24 knockouts, 34 years of age. He is currently the reigning defending WBC heavyweight champion. His future opponent, who he has agreed to fight with no tune-ups, y'all. No freaking tune-ups. None of this tune-up talk. None of this, I got hella options, but I don't want to fight freaking Usyk or Alexander Usyk don't want to fight Tyson. You have Alexander Usyk, 20 victories in, 0 defeats, 13 knockouts. All right? Formerly cruiserweight undisputed. He's been there. He's been there. Now he's the heavyweight unified world champion. And he's 35 years old. He's just a smidget older than Tyson Fury. What's amazing about these two caliber heavyweights is their resume. They've been in there with some big names. You can't sit up here and dispute any of it. Shout out to Mr. Pass on Deck. What's good? You can't dispute any of these guys and who they've been in there with. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Now, listen, I know when we're talking about the cruiserweight division with Usyk, it get a little sketchy. I get it. But the man, after the Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora, he fought Anthony Joshua twice, man. We can't ignore that. He fought Anthony Joshua twice, y'all. We can't ignore that at all. We cannot ignore that. When we look at Tyson Fury, man, he's been in there with Derek Chisora 3 freaking times. You know what I'm saying? Dillian White finally had his opportunity to slide into the ring with Fury, and he was knocked out in the 6th round. Deontay Wilder fought 3 times with Fury. He's been in there with some other, opponents along the way once he returned. But, he was once upon a time in there with Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? So he's been in there with some big names. Now we come to the new era, where we have finally closed the gap just a little bit more. We finally closed the gap and narrowed it down to one champion having a single belt and the other champion have 3 belts, 4 belts, whatever you want to call it. The positive part about it is that they're actually making the fight happen. They're actually closer, and I believe the talks, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have to fight. It's potentially being drawn in to of course, fight somewhere where it's going to be crazy numbers, y'all. Crazy numbers. We're talking about they can have it in the UK or they can freaking have it in the sands It don't matter. It's gonna do solid numbers. So what they're talking about is they're trying to find out um, the pay-per-view price, work up all the administrative logistics. And for what they're saying is the following dates will be around February 18th, February 25th, or March 4th in the Middle East. This is where they at with it. You know what I'm saying? February 18th, February 25th, or March 4th in the Middle East. Either way it goes, this is the heavyweight. This is the heavyweight undisputed. So either way it goes, the pay-per-view, no matter what they set it at, they're talking about the pay-per-view price may be $45.95 in that region. So be it. But this is what's crazy. Now, just like I spoke about previously, how there are divisions that surrounding welterweight division for undisputed. And I called out all those divisions. The only ones that really haven't came close is that super flyweight. But then you look at the bantamweight, that's already closed down. And now we have the heavyweight that's about to close the curtains on this. If they make this fight and schedule it for next year, they're going to be the next in line. All alone while we still waiting on the welterweight undisputed. But this is going to be huge, man. 2 undefeated heavyweight champions. Legitimate. This is legitimate, y'all. This is a legitimate heavyweight bout. Boxing News 24 say, oh yeah, with the 4 belts on the line, without discussing it with anyone, yeah, I'm sure the price will go up, said Tyson Fury promoter Frank Marr to Talk Sport Boxing. So they're not only going to have this fight in a huge arena, but they definitely going to make a hellacious amount of money with the venue, the amount of seating, and also the pay-per-view price. They're about to get paid incredibly handsome. I mean, they're going to get handsomely paid in there. Real talk. It goes on to say the same as if Tyson would have fought Anthony Joshua, the price will go up. They are 2 big money fights. The Usyk fight is better fight because Usyk has beaten him, Joshua, twice, said Warren, when asked about what would be the better fight for Fury in terms of worldwide appeal between Joshua and Usyk. He said he wants to fight in England, said Warren, when asked where Fury wants the Usyk fight to take place. I think it started off that AJ wanted it, the Fury fight, and at the end, he didn't. I think maybe he got talked out of it. I'm not sure. At one stage, I genuinely believe he wanted it. So we all know what Joshua's about. We can't talk about Joshua fighting anybody unless we bring up Deontay Wilder. People can look at, in hindsight with a zoom lens as, what happened recently. But if you go back to when they was trying to negotiate and Wilder was reigning defending WBC champion, it could have been great for boxing history if these two would have squared up back then. You know what I'm saying? If these two could have squared up back then and we could have had a heavyweight undisputed, it could have shook things up. It could have shook things up to the point where we would have had some huge undisputed fights. I'm talking about defense of those titles. It would have been crazy, man. It would have been crazy. But back then, they were still trying to protect Joshua. They didn't want him to go up there and touch that dangerous, awkward Deontay Wilder. And I'm not totally sure that they was confident in handing Joshua that opportunity to face Wilder. Yeah, it's easy to say now that he's faced Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury was never considered to be beneath Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? So when Deontay Wilder started linking up to build up the trilogy, people was like, they didn't know what was going to happen. All they know is you have this behemoth that close to freaking 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And then you have this fighter from Alabama, tall, slim, and with sticks of dynamite in his hand. You know what I'm saying? So they always want to know how that was going to play itself out. But we seen that Deontay Wilder has legitimate power. Now we need to see what equalizer does Alexander Usyk has to fight Tyson Fury, to basically nullify any strengths of Tyson Fury. I don't know. I don't know what he has exactly except boxing. But when I look at him and assess his boxing outfit and how is that going to benefit him in the ring with Fury, it's not like I would say, okay, with Deontay Wilder, he has the equalizer, he has the power, because both of those guys knocked each other down several times. But when it comes down to Alexander Usyk, you're gonna need more than cardio. You're gonna need more than cardio to make those adjustments in there with Fury, to slow Fury down, to earn his respect. You're gonna need more than cardio. You know what I'm saying? And you're not the heaviest hitter. You're not. Like Anthony Joshua, the fight was pretty damn entertaining till Anthony Joshua dumped his load once again and the airbags went flat. But see, you're not going to get that with Fury. Fury's cardio is on point. And if there was ever a time in life when I was talking about this boxing, I never would have assumed that I would have any positive shit to say about Fury. Real talk. The reason being, I do believe he's cut corners in the sport as a cheater. And not just from the Deontay Wilder situation, but for the previous situation, when he was on appeal from Christian Hammer fight, testing dirty. You can't ignore the truth. You know what I'm saying? But in boxing is a grimy sport. It is a dirty, grimy sport. It's not regulated. So there's a lot of areas that can be manipulated and people get away. Certain people can get away with certain things that we consider to be black eye to another sport, not so much in boxing. Real talk, not so much in boxing. So when you look at Tyson Fury and what he's been able to achieve, he won fair and square, in my opinion, in the trilogy. It ended via knockout. There was controversy in the rematch, as we already know. But in the trilogy, all that was consummated. And Deontay went out on his shield. He showed true heart, grit. And I'm pretty sure Alexander Usyk may look at that fight and he's saying to himself, I don't possess the power that Deontay has, but maybe I'm a better boxer and I got to be smart. Well, guess what? Tyson Fury is a clever, smart fighter himself, bro. You might be able to come in there and box, but who have we seen just outbox the shit out of Fury besides Otto Wallin? Otto Wallin has success, but that fight's been so long ago, and we haven't been able to see Tyson Fury reciprocate that type of performance moving forward. So I find the heavier load of challenges in the lap of Alexander Usyk. I think his payload to go in there and attempt to defeat a behemoth like Tyson Fury, who's arguably the top heavyweight right now, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's arguably the top heavyweight. Why? Because he beat the man. He beat Deontay Wilder. And people are always gonna get up in debates and they're gonna speak on Deontay Wilder because they don't like the dude. But if you don't like the dude, you have to ask yourself, why was Tyson Fury rewarded after he defeated him and took his belt and he was placed on the magazine for Fight of the Year? No one was ever talking that talk when Wilder was reigning defending champion. But when Tyson Fury defeated him, they put him on the dang magazine cover, co-op with Teofimo Lopez. So how can you raise the value of a diamond if you always said it wasn't worth anything? The diamond had to have appraising value ahead of time in order for somebody to be rewarded. You know what I'm saying? He had to be something special for Tyson Fury to be rewarded. It just can't be the WBC belt. So we can take Tyson Fury as being the number one heavyweight, and Deontay Wilder, previously having that stature. You know what I'm saying? That echelon is being the number one heavyweight until Tyson Fury defeated him. People can say Joshua all day long, but Joshua was upset by Andy Ruiz. And then he came back, and we all know what happened in the second fight. You know what I'm saying? We all know what happened. And then, for him to go in there and lose his belts again only proves that he was protected and he was a paper champ from the bottom to the top. And now he's just lost. You know what I'm saying? The wild part about this entire scenario that I had mentioned previously on the live, right? I said it'll be cool if Wilder can somehow circle the wagon back to the Undisputed and fight for that for the first time. And this is how it can happen. If Tyson Fury goes in here and defeat Alexander Usyk, then guess what? Deontay Wilder may indeed have his opportunity to fight for all the belts and fight Tyson Fury for a fourth time. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, and you can't sit up here and say it's not warranted. You know what I'm saying? How can it not be warranted all because he won twice? Yeah, he won twice, but goddamn, that was the most viewed fights in the heavyweight division of this era. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, real talk. We all know that Tyson Fury got the best of Wilder. We all still have the Wilder haters out there. I'm not a Wilder hater. Don't get it twisted. I know when I say I'm separating myself from Wilder because of who those guys are. That has nothing to do with how I feel and what I experienced when the champ was reigning defending. That's facts. That's facts. That's never going anywhere. It don't matter who his team was. It don't matter what happened in between time. It don't matter about the acronym boys over here. I know as a champion, as a person, he ain't did shit to me. He ain't did shit to me. Like I tell people all the time, that was my Muhammad Ali in this era. I was able to live while he was reigning. I was able to cover him. I have the ultimate respect for him as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Him as a man in general. Because every time I approached him, he wasn't an asshole at all. So I would definitely like to see him get the opportunity to get back in the ring. And look, the haters can say what they want. They can say, oh, man, he going to beat his ass again. Well, guess what? If you got the top two heavyweights and he's aligning himself back in position to face the winner of the heavyweight undisputed bout, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. He said, I think, what's going on the native on deck? I think back then Fury was beneath Joshua. Joshua regressed mentally. Wallin doesn't come close to Usyk. Skill set. I don't think there's anyone like Usyk's skills and cardio wise. May even be on the juice the way he keeps going. Okay. I like the point where you mentioned he may even be on the juice. If Usyk's gonna be on the juice, that means Fury's gonna be on the juice. If they're gonna have this in the sands, well, no telling what's going on over there. No telling what's going on over there. I think that's where everything comes into play. Like, look at it. Who has the more awkward frame? Both of them has a slight disadvantage when you're talking about the heavyweight division. You would think Alexander Usyk is considered a bit small, don't have much power, a cruiserweight moving up to heavyweight. He really haven't demonstrated that he's that superior puncher. You know what I'm saying? He can box his ass off, no doubt about it. But Joshua was handling his own in the rematch. But he just never had the cardio. We've seen that all over the place with Joshua. And then you have Tyson Fury, like I said, he's carrying an incredible frame of size to be able to move the way he does. And look, Fury totally understands the mechanics and how the functionality should go with that 285, 290 plus pound body, a weight that he's carrying around. Yeah, a lot of us will say, you know, he's a fat freaking tater tot. You know what I'm saying? An Idaho motherfucking potato, but dude can move with that weight. And he can knock motherfuckers out, though. Real talk. I think Usyk's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But I appreciate your your comment. He said, "Who was Joshua protected from? He fought more the top 10 than Fury or Wilder." Now, once again, be sure to put those top 10 in there. Be sure to put the top 10. Dillian White fought him when? When did Dillian White fight him? Dillian White fought him when Joshua wasn't a champion. All right? The first belt he ever received, Charles Martin, it's clear and clear as day. They're Wakanda native. That he took a freaking dive. He was Greg Louganis on that day. He got paid handsomely and he bailed the fuck out. Everybody knows that. And if you think I'm just the one that's up here speaking on it, go back and watch the fight and listen to the commentary of when Charles Martin fought Andy Konoski. That'll tell you everything you need to know about that. Protect it. All right? And then a year and a half out of the ring, they summons Vladimir Klitschko back to the ring. Not to win, just to be a dance partner and sell seats. Put butts in the seats. And that's what they did in Wembley. They put butts in the seats. So it doesn't matter the top 10. When you say a manufactured champion, a paper champion, he was protected. Yeah, Eddie Hearn carefully selected and built Joshua up to get where he needed to be. So we talk about the IBF title. You know what I'm saying? That we all know how that played out when Fury came off those titles and Martin fought for it against Glaskov. We all understand how that went down. It wasn't that serious. He came off that belt for a paycheck. And then Vladimir damn near was in there beating the brakes off of him. And for the referee, wanted to step in and stop the fight because that's not what the order said. The order said you weren't supposed to come in here and win that. But Klitschko found himself like, shit, I can win this if I want to. Klitschko was still on his feet when they stopped the fight. So you want to talk about Kubrat Pulev? Okay, solid name. But you missing my point when I said paper champion protected. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Alexander Povetkin fight. That's a good win. You know what I'm saying? That's a good win. Alexander Povetkin, a good win. But I'm talking more so of the titles that he had. You know, he has some very decent names on here. And we're not talking about the Eric Molinas. You know what I'm saying? Even though Dominique Brazil was 17-0 and undefeated, we're not talking about him. We're not talking about him, brother. You know what I'm saying? He fought Dillian White, non-championship fight. And everything before then, it's not even worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth talking about. Look what happened when he fought Andy Ruiz last minute. He was pretty much very much exposed and broken down and forced to quit. That's when everything started falling apart. You know what I'm saying? Also, you have to look where he fought. You have to pay attention to where he fought. He brought his ass over here to the States, and he was busy trying to fake like he was signing Deontay Wilder's contract in the street, the fight. And he wanted to dang fake everything, and Eddie wanted to walk through the streets of NYC say, do you know Deontay Wilder? Do you know Deontay Wilder? And they should have been focusing on other things. You know what I'm saying? Lucky for them, Jarrell Miller popped dirty. Because Jarrell Miller might have been freaking unified heavyweight champion. The way Andy Ruiz was able to make him quit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that goes without. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz went up there and made that boy quit. He made him spit out his gum shield on the floor and act like he didn't know no English. No English. It say no. I ain't know no English. Why you sound like you Hispanic though? Like you're Nigerian, right? Yes, I excuse me. Yeah, you know, I didn't spit my gum shield out. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, my mouth is open. My cardio, my chest hurt. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Y'all can say what you want, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Just look at his resume. You know, you can say he fought top 10 all day long, man. That was a paper trail that Eddie Hearn left behind. The first two titles, the IBF and the WBA, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. We all saw what happened with Joseph Parker. The referee wouldn't even let him cast to engage. They wouldn't even allow them to engage, man. Shout out to Hyphy on deck. What's good with Hyphy? Big ups, bro. Alexander on deck. Salute to you. What's good? What's good? So we're looking at this, right, as a heavyweight undisputed fight. And depending on who you ask, you're going to have a lot of people just going for Fury because he defeated Deontay Wilder. People really don't know why to go for Alexander Usyk, except he was formerly undisputed cruiserweight, and people think he's a good guy. I think so. I think Usyk's a good guy, man. Real talk. From my experience, you know, when I was taking pictures of him and everything, and when he seen the camera, he wasn't an asshole, man. He was playing to the camera and shit, and asking for a picture. He was cool. Tall dude. I mean, you can tell he's a little bit on the gothic type circuit. He has some big ass platform shoes on, man, like Frankenstein. But I take a lot off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say the same for Tyson Fury. When I pulled up on him in Starbucks, he wasn't an asshole, man. He's just Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? He's in a sport where cats get out of jail and go compete. The only thing I had a gripe with, and to this day, that he's not a clean fighter like that. But looking back in hindsight, yeah, a lot of scrutiny was placed on that. He is a mischievous individual, real talk. But boxing is a grimy, dirty sport. Seriously, does that forgive what he did and what he's accused of? No. That doesn't excuse him from any of his culpability. But right now, when people say this too shall pass, just imagine how much emphasis was placed on Deontay Wilder when he was in the trilogy, in the setting. That's all you heard. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Wilder, Wilder, Fury, Wilder. That's all people was talking about. And then when Wilder lost the third one, the heavyweight division, it went silent. It went into a state, a dormant state, man. Nobody was even considering talking about the heavyweight division anymore. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? Natives say, I agree, Joshua Hearn was on some BS, but I think he doesn't get enough credit, though. Joshua don't get enough credit, but he should. He should get a little bit more credit, especially from me. That's what he should get. But it's when I look at him, I just feel like when it came time for him to, like, okay, it's time for you to really show us that you wasn't protected. Like you can walk on this shit on your own. Like the tough times when you change levels. And when he changed levels and, you know, he had to fight as mandatory, that's when I was looking for him to defend his belts and come out of there the victor. But he didn't do it. So, okay, now you're in some adversity again. Boom. Go back to the damn drawing board and come back to the battle lines and get your shit back. No, he looked better. He was using, he had better movement. He was basically putting his punches together beautifully. But Joshua's always somehow, some way lacked the cardio. And he fizzled out in the later rounds, bro. He fizzled out. And I just don't understand that about him, man. What's wrong with your cardio? Do you have asthma? Do you not just do enough cardio? You know, same thing they said about Deontay Wilder in there with Fury. You know, he looked you know, fatigued, lethargic. But then again, you're talking about a guy who's always been lighter on the scale and knocking people out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's blessed, and everybody has their areas where they don't never want them to come to the surface. If they can just cascade it with their strengths that God blessed them with, they'll do that shit all the time. If they get away with it and they be able to have success, they'll do it all the time. But once the scab is pulled off and people see what your weaknesses are, and you really can't disguise it anymore because due to your competition, that's when it becomes very, very unique. You know what I'm saying? Now what you're going to do when you're at the top of the pinnacle And yeah, I just felt like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury was the highest pinnacle of this era with the heavyweight division. It showed that because when he went away, nobody was talking about Fury like that. But the one check mark I can give Fury, he continued to win. He continued to win. That's a check that I can give Tyson Fury. He has continued to win as a champion. While over across the pond and whatever Joshua had going on, he just pretty much resonated, how we thought he was really. The potential of him actually not being able to live up to what he was early when everybody thought he was just masterful heavyweight. He had the physique. He had the white trunks. He was trying to act like he was the next coming of Ali. Boxers need to be careful about comparing themselves to Ali, because if you can't move and groove like Ali and find out a plan on how to beat these top names, then you're going to fail and crash and burn, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're going to crash and burn something serious. I'm looking forward to this. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to this Undisputed. Unfortunately, I would have rather it be in the U.S. as far as having a heavyweight champion in the U.S. fighting for these titles. But, like I said before, it's going to be up to Wilder if he does circle back and is provided the opportunity to step in there with Fury. It's up to him and his team to figure out, what can we do? What can we do? Because we didn't have enough time to see him against Helenius. He pretty much demonstrated what we've been seeing him do by lighting the wick and delivering the dynamite. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was blessed with. Now we have to see if he's able to level change and come in there with a better boxing skill set to get the job done against this well-experienced, well-versed behemoth in Tyson Fury. Period. I mean, that's just what it is, bro. He's a much better boxer, big-ass name frame of his, and he knows how to use it. He's a freaking tank, man. He's a tank. And that's why I look at a guy like Wilder, who they talk about his frame, and just imagine what he was able to do with a guy that big. So he has an opportunity to come back in here and shock Fury. He just has to have a better game plan. He has to be in better shape. I know he put on a little bit more muscle because I thought that would benefit him. But with muscle, you have to do cardio with it and sustain that muscularity. You have to do cardio. When you're putting on muscle, you have to sustain that. You have to build up your cardio the right way. And with your nutrition and protein intake, you have to be able to sustain that muscularity. Or else you just put on weight and defeating the purpose. So it's a science in itself. It's a science in itself when you're a fighter, and especially in the heavyweight division, you don't move around a lot, but you do need to have that cardio, especially if you're transitioning your physical appearance and your physique to put on a little bit more muscle. Muscle holds weight. And you're talking about 12 freaking rounds, 3 minutes apiece. You have to make sure your protein is good. You have to ensure that your sparring is pushing you to a level where you can carry that load of muscle. And for somebody who has a fast metabolism like Wilder, they have to figure it out. Real talk. If he can't gain weight like that, because Fury don't have to worry about that. Fury's gonna come in, he's gonna be big regardless. So this, if he does get another shot, whether it's with Usyk or Fury, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna come in at 230. They're gonna make sure they calibrate it correctly, dial it in, and it's one shot, one kill this time. You've been there 3 other times if it's Fury, and then with Alexander Usyk, if he's able to pull off the upset with Fury, then maybe he'll keep his word. I don't know. I know he said he'll fight Wilder, but I don't know if he'll keep his word, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to keep his word. And people are going to say, well, if he defeats Tyson Fury, why wouldn't he keep his word? Deontay will be an easier opponent. Not so much, man. two different styles of opponents, and that doesn't mean Usyk is going to be able to acclimate to Deontay Wilder the same way he did with Fury. Two different oppositions. You know what I'm saying? So strangely, we'll see how that works, man. Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. Deck, what's good with it, Bruce? Made you keep boxing on deck. Salute to you. But that's where I'm at with this heavyweight fight, man. It gets interesting by the day. Usyk came in there post fight. If you look in the background, you know what I'm saying, the thumbnail, that's when Usyk was just standing there taking the verbal threat, the verbal lashing from Tyson Fury, and I don't know why he just stood there. He probably felt he didn't have to say too much or whatever, but you know, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know with him. He doesn't really have to do a lot to sell the fight. He's a unified champion. Seriously, he don't have to do too much. But I didn't get too much out of, you know, hearing Tyson Fury ramble on like he always do. We know he can sell a fight. We know he can talk the talk and walk the walk. We know that. But for Usyk, he feels that the momentum that Tyson Fury has, having those 3 fights, and the momentum that he has defeating Joshua twice, the only man to defeat Anthony Joshua twice, he really doesn't have to go in there and jump out of character and make a fool of himself. He just let Fury carry the load and be the showman, the trash talker, and he's still gonna get paid millions. He's gonna get paid incredibly nice sum of monetary compensation when they fight in the sands. That's if it goes down over there. Either way it goes, they're gonna get paid. If they do it in Wembley, that's still, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be something that fighters dream about. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a moment that fighters dream about, fighting over there. I mean, that's a lot of seats, man. God damn, that's a lot of seats. He barely speaks English. Also, I don't see Fury mind games getting to him. Well, first of all, let me explain this to you. He speaks English now. He speaks English, no doubt about it. I've seen that firsthand, up close and personal. He can speak English. If you speak English to Usyk and the cameras ain't around, he understands. He'll speak English. He's not going to carry on a long conversation with you because he's just not him. But he speaks English now. I know you said he barely speaks. He speaks English. You know, just like his countryman, Vasyl Lomachenko. Lomachenko speaks English. He does. He speaks English, man. Real talk. So, you know, let's just see how this whole thing plays out with Tyson Fury. I know it's not a big topic to a lot of you all, but it's history. You know, another division around the welterweight division that's potentially headed to undisputed. And we have, you know, 2 fighters in the welterweight division that seems like they far apart than they should be close. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. They far apart and they should be close. So this is the one primary division. You know, Naoya Inoue, he's already unified the bantamweight division. He's moving up, and you know he's trying to draw in. They've already ordered him and Cool Boy Steph to fight, and you know people need to take a look at this, man. Like, that's not going to be an easier fight than you think. I know everybody's looking at Inoue this, that, and the other. Just think, not too long ago he went the distance with Nonito Donaire. All right, and anybody who believe in the cool boy stuff, you don't respect his boxing. He's one of the smoothest in the game. He's one of the smoothest in the game. He's one of the most technically inclined boxers in the game. He can box. He can box. And I will go on record as saying he has better boxing skills than Inoue. But people wanna salute, the guy who's been on the pound for pound list. They're gonna give him the props of being on the pound for pound list all the time. You know what I'm saying? Being in front of the Terrence Crawfords and Errol Spencers. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. A lot of his fights has been over there in Japan, over there in his backyard, because a lot of those fighters are Asian fighters in a lighter weight class. Cool, I get it. But Cool Boy Steph is a different beast, man. So you think him coming up to 122, it's just gonna be cool? Like he's just gonna walk through Cool Boy Steph just because he's supposed to have power? I guarantee you, it's not gonna be as easy as you think. For Inoue, he might be projecting and has his eyes set on Stephen Fulton, but dude, I don't know what y'all thinking. I don't know. Did y'all not see? Man, come on, man. Y'all about to be in for a rude awakening, bro. If you think Inoue is just gonna go up there and pick those titles up just because he was undisputed at the bantamweight division, all right. Okay, man. Cool. I got it. I would rather see Wilder versus AJ for excitement, but this is a far better boxing match. Might actually be two chess match burn type of fight. I don't know. I don't know about that, Nathan. Why would Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury be a chess match? You know what I'm saying? Why? Tyson Fury has proved that he can box on the inside. I mean, he can box at distance. He proved it. But we just want to see how is Alexander Usyk going to react when he starts to put that whole 300-pound slab of freaking pork line on freaking Usyk's back and shoulders. How's Usyk cardio going to sustain itself when Tyson Fury is leaning on him like freaking mahogany wood? What is he going to do with that? Like a sack of feed. How is his cardio? How's his muscle structure? How's everything going to add up over 12 rounds if Fury is over there leaning on this dude? You know what I'm saying? Just leaning on him. How's he going to be able to carry that load? You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy as people think. You know what I'm saying? He even had to catch his breath in there with Joshua. And Joshua, he didn't really even clinch up with him like that. For real. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting for Usyk. I like Usyk. Good guy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If I'm going for anybody in this fight, I'm going for Usyk. I'm just saying. I'm going for Usyk, man. That seems to be the chorus line, that Usyk boxed like an amateur. See, if I didn't pay attention to certain things and certain languages around here, I wouldn't be able to respond, a caveat to it. But why people continue to say he boxed like an amateur? The man has been undisputed at freaking cruiserweight. So you're trying to tell me a guy who still boxed as an amateur was able to become undisputed and no one's talking about who he fought? Because when I say he didn't fight nobody, or I want somebody to name a name, right? I want somebody to name a name. Just name a name of the people he fought, whether inside the WBSS or outside the WBSS. Just name a name, shawty. Just name a name. You know what I'm saying? Don't get up here to heavyweight and keep on using the same shit people talk about. Oh, man, he fight like an amateur. No. I disagree. Because when it comes to heavyweight, God damn it, a lot of them guys have awkward styles. awkward styles. They criticized Deontay Wilder's style every time he was putting people on the stretcher. Boxing has guys. Look at Boom Boom Mancini, man. Look at some of these guys like Hector Camacho. Look at him. You know, look how these guys had their hands down by their side. Look at the little small success that freaking Ricardo Mayorga had. Look how Emmanuel Augustus, how he freaking adapted to the drunk style. He didn't fight like that early in his career. He somehow, some way adopted that style, and then he was able to go in there and perform with it and have success. Look at Prince Med. You know what I'm saying? Look at his style, the way he used to move and generate freaking knockout power. Boxing, the sweet science consists of non-fundamental shit too. It's just not, oh, we get somebody that can box very, very good. No, you're not satisfied with that. You can't say Usyk has an amateurish style when he can box. But then you get somebody who they say is a pure boxer in Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, and then people say they're boring. Which one you want? It's never going to be a satisfaction across the board when it comes to boxing, because the fans all have different mindsets. They're not going to sit up here and agree to everything. Oh, so-and-so, that's what we look for in a boxer. No. Then they're going to be dissatisfied, man. They're going to feel like they're entitled for you to have more. Gervonta, people say he's small, this, that, and the other, but God blessed him with that height and dynamite in both hands. So therefore, what if he was a little bit taller? Would he still be able to be that much of a domineering fighter, that much of a dangerous fighter? Who knows? Who knows, man? You know, Manny Pacquiao wasn't that freaking big either. That's a small dude. But somehow, some way, he was able to amass 8 divisions in his career. 8 divisions, bro. Along the way, he got knocked out. He was in the upper room now. Nobody talk about that. He's in the upper room. But what is the calling card? Or where do we bookmark when people say the pure boxer, the one with the sweet science? How do we bookmark that? It's no way possible we can bookmark it. Because if you take a fighter and bookmark them as being a pure boxer, they'll say, well, they don't have no power. They don't have no power. They can box. They don't have the power. So who said that the sweet science consisted of having power, bro? Who pinned that to the package, the welcome aboard package? Hey, listen, we want to say you are an epitome of a sweet science. You can box, and you got power. Perfect. And then when a person go up there with the entire sweet science package, and they end up taking one loss, what they say? Well, at one point in time, we pinned that boxer as one of the most significant pure boxers in the sport, but it just so happened he met his match tonight. And with the sweet science, you have someone as awkward as that guy who went in there and was able to earn the victory. It's never going to be enough, man, because they feel like if you're a pure boxer, that style should be able to go over here and be superior to any other style in any moment. So you take something with a pure boxing style that you say that's the sweet science, and you take an awkward, rugged brawler puncher who feels that they can take the risk, and then let's just say the opposition has a pretty good chin, then now you have a whole different structure. You say, okay, I'm not scared to get in close on this guy. I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to make him work for everything he's putting out. So that awkward fighter may indeed beat the more well-schooled, fundamentally sound, sweet science fighter. I'm just saying, man. What do I know? I think he will move too much for Fury to lean and tie him up. and just to pick him off as he comes in. I mean, yeah, that's your opinion, brother. You know what I'm saying? I look, I'd be lying to you if I said I had ESP and I said, you know what? Nope. Per my prognostication, I think it's gonna be what I said. He's gonna lean on him, but that's your opinion, brother. You know, that's what you do. I can't change that. The fight hasn't even happened, and I'm very very bad with predictions. It's a lot of tapping punches. I'm not disrespecting him as a fighter. The man will go down as a great. Yeah, he would definitely go down as a great because he's earned it. You know what I'm saying? Augustus is one of the most entertaining for sure. Yeah, you know, Floyd said that was one of his toughest opponents. You know, I love watching Emmanuel, but I always looked at him, you know, being in there with being consistent and coming in there and winning with that drunken man style. You know, he just had a lot of shit going on outside the ring. You know, I love seeing him do all that movement, and it was amazing to watch, man. It was incredible, and he didn't really fight like that early on. For him to adopt that style, man, and have success with it, it was amazing, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing to watch. You think Manny was able to carry knockout power up all those divisions without help? So I'm looking at your HELP. So people disguising the HELP politely, professionally, and you have to decipher it. Because they did put JUICE up in that motherfucker. They said help. I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? He said HELP without having help. Instead of just saying, do you think he was juicing? Do you think he was on the gear? See, he didn't want to put that other four-letter word up there, GEAR, because it's a lot more intensive than HELP. HELP leaves the door open for doubt and speculation, and people say, huh? What does he mean, help? Did he have some extra juice in the bottle? You know what I'm saying? Some Gatorade, some freaking Sprite, some caffeine, some 5-hour energy. No, he's talking about the gear. Hey, man, it's been said, it's been spoken on, it's been part of many conversations behind the scene. How can somebody move up 8 divisions like that, as small as he is, and do what he did? Hey, all I gotta say is, always go back to Floyd Mayweather when he was on a rant doing Gervonta Davis fight week, and he was talking about how boxing has all this saturation. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to boxing titles, all this saturation after saturation of all these titles. So it provides you with the materials to be certified in all these divisions as a champion. Those championship belts provide you with the certification. You just have to be able to go on that journey and make it happen. Now, I've been on record as saying I think he has some assistance. He has some help. You know, them fights being over there in the Philippines, man, people can't tell me shit. I've been over to the Philippines and watched and been to some of their gyms. I've been over there. I was overseas. Every place I went, I always tried to visit boxing gyms and martial arts gyms. I always wanted to see, you know, I always wanted to see what it was. And the Philippines, man, that's not the best place in the world. Them you know, the Filipino boxers that come out of there and they survive. They've gotten it out of the mud, water, grit, grime, dirt, whatever you want to call it. It's not a savory place over there. But I do believe if some of these fighters like Pacquiao was able to grow and have those fights, of course, man. You know, Manny Pacquiao's been on record for that referee to saying he helped him, you know, he cheated and all that. Manny say, hey, good for him. He's supposed to help out. He's Filipino. if I'm quoting him correctly. Shout out to Martin King Boxing on deck. What's good? Fury would be hard for Usyk Fury would be hard for Usyk the best because Fury is very active, can fight from the outside and inside with effective aggression. Totally agree. I totally agree, man. Like not only does he just box you on the inside, but he knows how to leverage that weight, that lard. He knows how to leverage that lard. And he may have pretty much transitioned some of that lard to muscle. Because he's a fat, out of shape dude, but he can move. He can beat your ass. Real talk, he'll beat your ass. Fury will beat your ass for real. You know what I'm saying? You have to hit him with some objects that's titanium first, disorientate him, and then get dirty. If you come in there squaring up, putting your hands up in Fury in the street, good luck. Good luck, man. Shout out to you, Martin King Boxing on deck. Top of the afternoon, WCS, no doubt about it. Top of the afternoon, you already know. But yeah, I think Manny Pacquiao has some help. You know what I'm saying? If that's the way you're going to go with it, I believe Pacquiao has some help. Hey, it was a media guy that, you know, we was cool at one time until I said that same thing. And then he got upset. How can you say that about Manny? I said, bro, it's been on record that man had assistance. To come up the way he did, all the way up, even though he has faced losses in his career. Come on, man. This is the man who didn't want to agree to Olympic-style testing when Floyd Mayweather put it out there. A man that said he was afraid of needles but had tattoos. Make it make dollars. Forget the cents. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about other shit. How can you disagree to Olympic-style testing? You know what I'm saying? And you want to make excuses to my shoulder hurt, my shoulder not the best, my shoulder. No, agree to Olympic-style testing, and the fight could have happened. Hey, we all know what it is, man. He's a Hall of Famer. I really don't want him to come back and fight Terrence Crawford. I don't want Terrence having that knockout on his record. I wouldn't be all happy-go-lucky if Terrence put that dude on the knockout, you know, on his knockout register. It's no need. It's no need. But let me change it up a little bit, right? Let me take this down. So, y'all hold on for a second. All right, we back. So at this point in time, you know, we still waiting on the other two guys to see what's going to happen with that. I said the fight wasn't going to happen. And the mentality that I'm seeing with Spence, who basically been on record as saying he has hell options, who would say that if the only play that we're trying to see you make is with Crawford? That's it. We're not trying to see anything else. So for you to talk about hella options mean you're overlooking that Terrence Crawford has came back, he revisited, he sent a tweet out and said he want to spin the block. And that's exactly what's been talked about. You know what I'm saying? He sent the tweet out there. It's nothing that we should overlook. You know, but people are exhausted, tired, exasperated, and talking about the same thing with this fight. Especially, we already know who's the fighter they don't want the smoke, and that's Spence. Spence should just try somehow, some way to get with his people, go ahead and take this L like a man. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you think is going to be on your feet or on your back, prove the legends wrong. Prove the YTC, the Crawford supporters wrong. You know what I'm saying? The only way you're going to be able to prove us wrong is to fight. Because your people are desperate, trying to come up with distractions, you know what I'm saying, and everything to take the attention off Terrence Crawford getting out of the ring and now sending out a tweet. You know what I'm saying? So let's hopefully that change up. Appreciate everyone who hit the like button while they was in here. Salute to you. And you know, Sir Senior, if you around the area, man, and you want to hop on, I see you hit me on IG. But see, this is the deal with that. You did that shit on live. I'm not calling you behind the scenes, brother. You didn't even give me the option. So there go the link if you want it. You know what I'm saying? There go the link if you want it. You didn't give me the option. You didn't tell me the things. You didn't address the things that I heard over there prior to. So out of respect, you should come on here and let the people know that shit you was talking, it wasn't true, bro. You're not gonna put my name out there saying you was checking me and all that over some shit that I can't even account for. What the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. So I'm gonna be on here for a couple more minutes. Real talk. And I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna drop this link for you. And if you got permission, you know, the link is in the chat for you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way we're gonna talk this out, because all that dang rah-rah shit that was going over there, man, I don't get it. So I dropped you the link. The link is there strictly for Sir Senior. That's it. D-Ray Promotions on deck. What they do, WCS. What's good there, D-Ray? I'm not gonna, waste too much more time on my holiday clock with this. We're on the eve of Xmas. You know what I'm saying? Festivities. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the holiday. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, man. The link is in the chat, brother. The link is in the chat. And at least you're going to get, some type of order over here. But our listeners deserve to hear you say, to give an apology for lying. Real talk. You just can't lie on WCS, man, and tell people as if they over in a chat that believe that and that you was over here checking me offline. And those of you that tune in to Blood Boxing, man, go check out the live he did earlier on Era. I mean, you know how Blood coming anyway. You know he's gonna come full force with fast and furious intentions. We already know that was going to be the case. But he scorched the shit out of freaking. I mean, like it should. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You calling out some big names on here and talking about you'll beat the blood out of them. That's a threat right there, shawty. That's a threat, man. Come on, Sir Senior. Click the link, man. Stop playing. You just hit me on IG, bro. I sent you the link on IG. Man, don't give Erica all that free time and energy on his chat when they was talking shit about you in the chat. Don't give him all that time on this live stream, bro. And then you act like you don't owe me that time either. Come on, why y'all even there talking about my name like that, bro? That shit don't make any sense to nobody. Nobody was even talking about y'all. But you're gonna get this man into a roid rage where he's losing his mind, screaming and yelling in his own home on live. Talking about he's gonna kill people. I mean, come on. Did we not just see what happened to Coach Malachi when people want to get stupid and they want to call back? Well, man, The FBI came to my door, man. So what you crying about? You put a threat out there and you expect people not to act on it? So you want people to jeopardize their freedom when they got positive shit going on in their life to accommodate a wolf ticket seller? Like, you had such a low point in your life that your family that you there with, they don't mean anything. Why are you even going to work then? If you want to become a street dude, become a street dude. Work your way. Establish yourself in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Make a name for yourself. Collect some bodies. Y'all accept. Let me be the first, man. Come on, man. You're going to beat the blood out of it. I got to see how that tastes. For real. It's been a while. I got to see how that tastes, man. You beating the blood out of something. I got to see. I have to feel that moment, man. Because obviously you don't understand how the art of war works. You put a hand on somebody and then hands will be placed upon you. I think you pretty much speaking from a virtual setting. You're not being real with yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing that. Y'all niggas sit up here and talk about slapping people and doing all this other shit. You're going to get yourself in a ceremony. You're going to find yourself in a ceremony where people are going to be giving you flowers and you're not going to be able to tell them thank you, bro. Because you're up here threatening people's lives for no reason. Just based off, oh, I want to protect my guys. We're not in freaking elementary no more, bro. We ain't on the playground. Come on, Sir Senior. What do you got, bro? You know what I'm saying? I shot you the link to my live. I know you up here looking in and shit. Shout out to Tony Boswell on deck. Much respect at WCS in the chat. Stop there support. Got the rest of the day off. Snow and ice shut us down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. At least you was able to get back to the crib, man. I remember hearing the ATL forecast was for snow. Nah. We ain't letting nobody off work. I know what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to go to happy hour to the strip club. Ain't no snow in sight. They looked out the window. Nah, man, sunny as shit out there. That snow came in. I mean, I'm talking about dropped a load on people stranded on the highway. People having to leave their cars on the highway and walk. Trying to find some way to get home. It was disastrous, bro. All because they wouldn't take the damn threat serious. They learned a valuable lesson, man. Real talk. All the lawsuits and shit like that, man, it's crazy. They said snow was inbound, and people still want, nah, y'all can't get off work. You're always trying to get over. But they saying snow is inbound. There's going to be a lot of it. It's going to fuck some shit up. No, we good. And then at the sanitation place, hey, you think we should take the trucks out there and salt? No, man. There's just snow here in the South. Have you ever seen snow on the ground? We don't have it. This ain't New York. That snow came and dumped on their ass, man. They was like, oh, shit. It's too late now. Enjoy that, man. Enjoy that. Well, hey, fella, I'm going to roll out. I'm going to go check out True Media Today. Coach Malachi over there doing the damn thing. He's on right now, 3 p.m. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go check him out. Go support the brother. Sub to his channel and everything. One of the fastest growing channels is out here. So y'all hold it down, man. Continue to support. Turn up and tune